So today's look is done with the Wet n Wild Ferga-Vicious eye kit. Lots and lots of fun. So anyways, I have the Coloricon palette right here. I actually really recommend the Ferga-Vicious kit because of these really creamy, smooth eyeshadows, particularly this silvery charcoal one right here. I don't know if they redid the eyeliners, but they're a lot creamier than I can ever recall them being. I actually really recommend this kit. I don't know where these kits were back when we were doing the $20 makeup challenge, but they actually are quite the penny saver if you consider that. So I think that they're terrific. I'm not doing the look that's on the diagram in their inner portion because the diagram is actually really well done and really well step by step. So I'm doing my own fresh look with it and using mostly drugstore products to complete the look. So I got my hair redid. I'm still growing it out. If you notice, there's a little bit more length off than Nate because all the short layers that I had, if you've been following me for a while, were all growing out into this oddly misshapen ducktail cut or weird grow out, flip out, whatever. It was so ugly and I couldn't train them to go straight, so could not. So we just cut off the flip out so that it's an all over even bob at the bottom. All the hair is fresh, not damaged, and kind of have a much heavier side swept bang right here in the front just to add some more interest to the actual hair. There's shorter layers right here on top just because I am growing out a very short crop and I don't want it to look super obvious, especially because I'm always filming videos and in front of people or whatever at work. So there's a lot of shorter layers on top just to sort of disguise the fact that it's a crop. I am letting it grow longer still, so do not worry about that for those of you who want to see me do hairstyles or do a longer hair look or whatever. A little bit, I'm not going to have like a mullet on top and then all this long hair or anything like that. So I just want to keep it fresh and fun. The base tone is red violet, like a nice sort of sangria level 5 red violet. And then the colored highlights in here, they're not like a color. Bleach isn't a color, but you basically have the tone, or you put the level of bleach on your hair for a certain length of time and then you can tone it. So I basically have platinum and gold highlights throughout. To the level they could lift at this particular stage, I'll probably add some more blonde. I have to do it in gradual steps because I am growing it out. So, and like I said, the base tone's a little richer, deeper, just so it looks a little, you know, nicer in contrast, and so the hair stays richer overall while it grows out. So I hope that you like it. This side is still asymmetrical, so I'm just kind of playing with it and trying to make it work with the cut, eventually trying to let it go even. So I hope that you understand that. I know some people are kind of wondering what's going on with my hair or why it looks wonky or whatever, so that's why sometimes it'll look really good when I get it done and it'll start growing out and looking really terrible. So bear with me as it grows. Hope that you enjoy, and thanks for watching. On this look now, I've already used the 100% pure organic eye cream and the All Natural Face Magic Vegan eyeshadow primer, which has been my holy grail eye primer forever now, to cosmetically enhance it with a lighter tone. So this step is usually pretty optional, but I like to do it. I'm going to be taking the Wet n Wild Fergie-Vicious eye kit. That's a vicious word. Anyways, I'm going to be taking the eye pencil that's in here. It's this silvery eye pencil. I'm going to pop this out of the cartridge for you, and it is from their Coloricon line. It looks like a shimmery silver. So I'm actually just going to hold up to the light I use to film, just to warm it up just a touch. If you've got like a lamp or you're in the bathroom and you don't have anything that's an over high wattage, you can go ahead and warm up the pencil there. It's probably a little safer than using like a matchstick or whatever and directly lighting your poor pencil. Now I'm going to take this Ferga-Vicious eye palette, which I think is the whole reason to get it, but some people I think will like the other stuff as well. But I'm going to take this sort of gunmetal dark silver color with silver sparkles on the Real Techniques base shadow brush, and we're going to start applying this all over the eyelid. And the silver glitter from the eye pencil is just really going to bring out this very pigmented charcoal silver color. I actually really like these Coloricon palettes because they're not too chunky and they're not flaky. You can actually give them a little bit of abuse, which is a little nice because sometimes it's hard to find your favorite Wet n Wild eye palettes. So even though they're dirt cheap, you don't really want to travel with them because they're either limited edition and, you know, or hard to find, and you don't want them to break because they actually really work. Now for the crease, I'm going to be taking this sort of lighter silver right here. So I'm going to take it from the dark to the brow, creating a very traditional smoky eye, sorry. And this actually has kind of a purple undertone to it. It's really a very pretty color. So I'm just going to blend this through, also to sort of add some mattine to the crease. I don't know if it's going to appear lighter or darker in this video because it's raining outside. So first off, I'm just going to apologize if you hear any rain. If you hear the lawnmower, yes, somebody is mowing their lawn as it's raining. And why? So I didn't know this video was going to get loud and obnoxious, but it is what it is. e.l.f. Mineral Blending Brush, and I'm going to go into Creme Brulee by Wet n Wild, which is a great classic highlight color. And I'm just going to blend out the brow highlight. I'm now going to take the matte black in this palette. And if you don't like this black, Wet n Wild sells tons of other matte blacks. Actually, this is a really good black. I don't know why I was expecting it to be dry. It just looks so flat in the pan, but it's actually really good matte black. So we're just going to place this black color in the outer corner. Alright, so I just took a makeup remover wipe and cleaned up the line or the fallout a little bit for you guys so that, you know, it's easy and still very pretty and soft. I'm now going to take some of this it's like a plummy red really. It kind of reminds me of MAC's Beauty Marked, but with more of like a bronze undertone to it. And I'm going to layer this right on top of the crease where we place the black and just use a light hand to sort of buff that out. Lower lash line with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pencil in the Matte-Camille side. And then for the lower lash line, I'm going to be taking more Brulee. And I'm just going to clean that up and set it. I'm now going to take the Wet n Wild Megaliner in the color black. And it is a matte black that comes with this kit. And we're just going to draw in. I'm just going to use little sketchy strokes. I'm just going to make the wing a little thicker in the outer portion. And then pull it up. So it's very thin right about here. So across the lash line, it gets thin, thick, thin. I'm actually going to take the Wet n Wild Megalength mascara this kit comes with, even though I'm partial to my Too Faced Size Queen. I'm going to take the that same plummy color actually, and we're going to touch up the lower lash line just to do a hint right there. You do this with a black pencil if it's easier, but I'm actually going to take the black liquid liner right here from the inner tear duct, trace my inner tear duct, go very light-handedly and very carefully. Like I said, if it's easier to do it with a pencil, then feel free to do so. I want it to be very stand out, so I'm actually going to use the liquid and just literally point the tip directly at yourself. I'm going to take the Milani Illuminating Face Powder in Amber Nectar, which looks like this, and my Delium Tools 957. And this is basically a illuminating, blushing, bronzing beauty powder thing. I'm going to take the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso, which is actually very similar to NARS Orgasm, in my opinion. I know some people are like, no, this one is the Super Orgasm dupe. There's not enough glitter in it to be Super Orgasm. I have Super Orgasm. So, Tower Moisturizing Bronzer, which is actually pretty affordable. It's about $10 a bronzer from Pumpkin Poppy. So I'm just going to go ahead and place this on the cheeks. And I think it's pretty much just a couple dollars more than your typical drugstore bronzer, although Physicians Formula does have some very expensive products. I'm now going to take Little Rock highlighter from Pumpkin and Poppy. This is permanent. I have the original packaging. I'm not quite sure if she still uses this packaging. I haven't bought a new one. I still have the old one. And I'm just going to go ahead, it just takes me a while to go through products. I'm just going to go ahead and pop this in the highlight area. Just using Urban Decay's 24/7 Lip Liner in Envious to fill out the lips. And then at the very end, you can worry about cleanup. I'm going to take the Beauty Without Cruelty Super Cover Cream Concealer in medium. I'm now going to take Wet n Wild's lipstick number 965 and is called Cherry Picking from the Wet n Wild Megalast. And they're very matte, especially if it's your first time using them, you have to kind of push them on. The dark on dark play. So I hope that you enjoyed this and thanks for watching.